In Washington tonight, the Senate is calling for an end to the arms embargo against Bosnia. The UN Security Council imposed the embargo 2 years ago as Yugoslavia was breaking apart. Now, in a non-binding resolution, the Senate says the U.S. must provide what's called appropriate military assistance to Bosnia's Muslim government.
The U.S. Senate today urged President Clinton to end the trade embargo against Vietnam. The vote was 62 to 38, with most of the Senate's 8 Vietnam veterans in favor. Families of U.S. MIAs still oppose lifting that embargo, but as James Hattori now reports, other Americans are eager to do business with Hanoi.
Vietnam doesn't look like a country suffering under an embargo. In recent years, billions of dollars in Asian and European investment have fueled new prosperity.
This would be referred to as Millionaire's Row.
Businessmen like Greg Kraft say the only ones suffering are Americans, who because of the U.S. embargo cannot trade with a nation of 70 million people.
All of the name brand American companies that come here, it's going to create jobs back home. This is a very important market that we can't overlook.
Some Fortune 500 companies are opening offices, but can only bid on internationally funded projects. The major roadblock to normalization has been the search for America's 2,200 Vietnam War MIAs. But now there's praise for Vietnam's cooperation on that front. The Vietnamese understand that lifting the embargo is a tough political decision for President Clinton, yet there is growing frustration here, especially among younger Vietnamese born after the war, who now make up a majority of the population. We've been living without Americans here, and we have made progress, this cab driver says.
This is purely, you see, the domestic political issue of the United States. It is not a problem between Vietnam and the U.S. anymore.
It is a problem for a president who avoided the draft and veterans who say never forget.
Even though some say the embargo is just symbolism now, we think it's a very important symbol.
A clash of symbols and pragmatism, leaving Americans on the sidelines as the Vietnamese forge their future. James Hattori, CBS News, Hanoi.
Oliver North, a key player and defendant in the Iran-Contra trials, is back in the political spotlight. North made it official today. He will be a Republican candidate for U.S. Senator from Virginia. North was convicted of 3 felonies, including lying to Congress about Iran-Contra. Those convictions were overturned on appeal.
A stunning political turnaround for Republican consultant Ed Rollins. His career was widely believed to be pretty much finished after he bragged about paying cash to suppress black voter turnout in the New Jersey governor's race. Tonight, there's word that Rollins will work for an African-American Republican candidate for U.S. Senator in Pennsylvania.
Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, Eye on America. Tonight, we'll lead you through the Whitewater case, from a vacation house to the White House.
They have a troubled past. Now they're battling scandal together.
She's a fighter.
Connie Chung's exclusive interview with Tanya Harding's mother. Eye to Eye tonight.
As President Clinton begins his second year in office, there is a cloud. It's called the Whitewater investigation. A CBS News New York Times poll indicates that while many Americans have heard of Whitewater, more than 80% of those surveyed say they know little or nothing about it. Whitewater is not easy to explain, and it's even harder to understand. CBS News has been independently investigating Whitewater for several weeks, and correspondent Bob Faw has our crash course on those troubled waters in tonight's Eye on America.
This is Whitewater, 230 acres nestled along the White River in the Arkansas Ozarks. In 1978, Arkansas Attorney General Bill Clinton and wife Hillary joined their good friend Jim McDougal and his wife Susan to buy the land and develop it for vacation homes. By 1982, Clinton had been elected governor, and wheeler dealer McDougal had turned a sleepy savings and loan into Madison Guarantee, a cash cow for his business and political cronies. 3 years later, Clinton asked McDougal to help pay off some campaign debts, and though McDougal's empire had then started to crumble, he raised $35,000 for the governor. Whitewater question number 1. Did McDougal illegally funnel money into Clinton's campaigns, and did Governor Clinton, in return, give McDougal special treatment? Despite a blistering report by federal regulators that Madison was unsafe and unsound, the state of Arkansas let McDougal operate virtually unfettered.
It should have closed the institution. But then to allow the institution to grow massively after receipt of such a report is regulatory misconduct.
But it did grow massively, partly because McDougal paid $2,000 a month to Little Rock's powerhouse law firm and powerhouse attorney Hillary Rodham Clinton.
When Mrs. Clinton and James McDougal were still partners in Whitewater, she represented McDougal's struggling savings and loan before the State Securities Commission, then headed by a friend of Hillary Clinton's, who'd been appointed by her husband.
Mrs. Clinton wrote Securities Commissioner Beverly Bassett Schaefer that McDougal should be permitted to sell stock to help keep Madison afloat, a letter which Mrs. Clinton's detractors consider an abuse of power.
Had I been appointed by the governor and had his wife written me a letter stating what she'd like to see done, I'd think I'd better think about doing it or finding me another job.
Mrs. Schaefer, who like most players in the Whitewater drama refused to be interviewed by CBS News, denies being pressured or going easy on McDougal. Schaefer, who knew that her staff in this memo had qualms about the stock deal, nonetheless gave the stock plan her blessing in this chummy Dear Hillary letter. That helped McDougal stay in business another 18 months. By the time federal regulators shut him down, taxpayers were left stuck with a $60 million tab. Whitewater question number 2. In all of this, did Hillary Rodham Clinton act ethically?
Arkansas law makes it pretty clear. You can't do what was done there.
Nelson is a bitter political enemy of the Clintons, but the fact is Arkansas's Supreme Court has ruled lawyers practicing here must avoid the appearance of impropriety.
There was impropriety there. There's no way on earth that she should have done that.
However, several nationally recognized experts on legal ethics have told CBS News Mrs. Clinton did nothing unethical.
There was no conflict of interest. Even given the Whitewater connection, there's nothing wrong with her representing a client.
Whitewater question number 3, raised by former municipal judge David Hale, the only person charging President Clinton with a crime. Did Clinton and McDougal pressure Hale to loan money, which was funneled into Whitewater? The president and McDougal deny that, and one of Hale's former business partners says the charges are just a smokescreen.
But ultimately, when it clears, you're just not going to find Bill Clinton's footprints or fingerprints in any of this to the extent that Judge Hale is saying.
While some Whitewater details are still murky, there has been absolutely no evidence of criminal wrongdoing by the Clintons. Still, Whitewater's questions linger because the Clintons have been less than candid about the transactions, because the White House has been acting as if there was something to hide, and because financial records which could shed light on all this have been locked away, now awaiting federal investigators. Ultimately, the story which has plagued the White House is not a story about a land deal that went sour in northern Arkansas. It is, more likely, a story about ethics and judgment, or their absence. Bob Fall, CBS News, Washington.
Now officially investigating all of this, New York attorney Robert Fisk. He has been setting up shop in Little Rock this week. He says he will use FBI agents in his totally independent official investigation, and that he plans to question both the president and First Lady Hillary Clinton. The investigation is expected to take months. It may take even years. Like so much else in this case, nobody really knows for sure. Now updating tonight's top story in tomorrow morning's headlines. Skater Tonya Harding admitted today that she was aware that people in her camp were somehow in on the Nancy Kerrigan attack, but only after the fact, after the attack. Harding again denied any role in the plot and pleaded to be kept on the U.S. Olympic skating team. Team officials say a special panel will now investigate Harding's conduct.
And we'll have more on the Tonya Harding story later tonight on Eye to Eye, including an interview with her mother. She's been portrayed as an abusive mother, but was she? And those Girl Scout cookies you buy every year, ever wonder where the money goes? You'll find out on Eye to Eye, tonight at 9, 8 Central Time. See you then.
And Connie and I hope you'll tune in again tomorrow to the CBS Evening News. Thanks for choosing CBS News. Good night.
Good night.
Experience CBS News.